Well, good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Messerschmidt. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's an honor to be here. It's been a long time since I have graced the pages of a Sunday night training for LifeVantage. So I am very excited that Maria asked me to join you guys tonight. And I look forward to seeing if we can help some of you out, moving forward just a little bit. Again, my name is Kevin Messerschmidt. I am a Pro 6 in LifeVantage. I've been around, man, it's got to be going on 8 years now, if we can believe that. And I've had my roller coaster with it. I came into this business absolutely hating everything about network marketing, kicking and screaming until my direct sponsor, Michelle Poe, a dear friend of mine for about, 18 years now, I think, kind of talked me, or I wouldn't say she ever talked me into it. I'd just say that she was right and I was wrong. Let's just leave it at that. So I joined LifeVantage and had my ups and downs, went to Pro 5 super quick. I think it was 60 days. And then life happened. I went from being a mortgage banker to the industry kind of imploded and I wasn't being fulfilled, ended up having a divorce, and just a lot of things didn't go so great. And the one thing I loved about the mortgage banking industry that I was in for nearly 20 years was I loved to teach and train people and coach and mentor people. That was the one thing that I loved. And when I got into network marketing, that was about the only thing I loved about it too. It was like, I loved the idea of being in the forest, but I didn't love chopping the wood, right? And so I had to look at network marketing and say, well, what do I like about it? Because there's so many wonderful people that I've met along the way, and my life wouldn't be the same without all of them. So I had to look at what I actually loved, and I realized that it was the people, the mentoring, the teaching, and the coaching. And so I decided to get into professional coaching, and that's what I do now. So I am a professional coach. And the first thing I just want to tell you guys is that I'm probably unlike any other coach that you're going to meet, because I don't think that I have all the answers. I'm not saying that other coaches do, but I'm just going to come right out and tell you I don't. I'm broken. There's things about me that aren't perfect. I'm always working on myself. I'm a seeker. I'm always looking for new information. And I try to apply that information as quickly as I can. And that's what I'm going to offer you guys as well. Is we're going to talk tonight about the mindset secret that will push you over the top, okay? And so I'll tell you what that secret is in just a little bit, but I want you to know that this comes from years and years of research and countless conversations with numerous clients and some very successful people that I've worked with. And this stuff is just, it's the same for everybody, okay? So let's just get started. All right. Well, maybe we'll get started. Let's see here. There we go. All right. So up on the screen now, you guys are going to see some names, people that you probably are familiar with. We got Tony Robbins and Jen Sincero and Jim Rohn and Earl Nightingale. You got Deb Erickson and Brene Brown and Mel Robbins and Brian Tracy. What do all these people have in common? Now, I wish I could be talking to you because I'd love to share that conversation with you. You guys are missing me because I got the wrong camera. I am so sorry. Well, can you guys just give me 1 second? Let's just switch that bad boy over. There we go. Hi. So anyway, Brene Brown, Brian Tracy, and everybody, what do they all have in common? Anybody? Does anybody know what these people have in common? What's that?
Success and choice.
Success and choice. What else? Anybody?
Mindset leaders.
Yes, mindset leaders. Excellent, excellent. They're mindset leaders. Every one of these people are mindset leaders. In fact, if you want to, you guys can go to Google, right? And we're in this crazy great age that we live in now. We're in the information technology world, right? We can go to Google and we can type in anything that we want, and almost instantly we can find a way to do it. The other day I had a new jet boat. I wanted to learn how to take the motor out, Googled it. Next thing you know, 3 hours later, the motor's sitting on my garage floor, and now I got to figure out the next steps. It blew up, not my fault. But anyway, you can do anything on Google, can't you? There's almost nothing that you can't do on Google. So if you want to, you can research Tony Robbins and you can find out some of his most incredible mindset tips and tricks, and you can apply them to your life. You can go to Brene Brown or go to the I Can Academy with Deb. You guys can do all these things. There is no lack of information, right? No lack of information. We all have it at our fingertips. I love this age that we're in because I love to seek. I love to find this stuff. But here's the problem. What are you going to do with that information, okay? Before we go there, I just want to give you my top 3 of what I think are my favorite 3 mindset things that I work on daily with myself, with my clients, and I would suggest that if you can perfect these 3 things, it'll absolutely change your life, okay? So number 1, thoughts become things. Your thoughts become things. Number 2, perspective. And number 3, it says gratitude. I don't know if you can see that. The sign behind me, I have to keep it on my wall to remind myself to be grateful. 7 feet wide. It's 200 years old from family barn wood that we had sitting around from a swine barn from my great-grandparents. So it's kind of cool and special to me. But it's a sign that's 7 feet long and it just says gratitude, right? So let's just look at these 3 things. Your thoughts become things. Take a look at the diagram that I have on the screen right now. It's pretty simple. It'll make a lot of sense. Your thoughts, starting at the 1 o'clock area, create your feelings. Your feelings create your actions, and your actions create your results. Pretty basic, right? If I am working with a client, it doesn't matter how smart that client is. It doesn't matter how educated they are or how much knowledge they have. If I'm working with a client, what makes me tick as a coach is I listen for one word. I listen for, and if you guys are mentoring people, this is something that you can use too, okay? I listen for one word. I listen for them to say, I am feeling, I feel. So I listen for that feel or feeling word. As soon as I hear them say the word, I just feel so exhausted, or I just feel so frustrated, I immediately know the thoughts that they're creating for themselves. The minute I hear the word feel, okay? And you can too. Sometimes they think you're psychic because you can really get into their mind because you just hear the word feel. So I'll call people out and I'll say, look, however you're feeling, it's your thought that's creating that. So for an example, if you are feeling frustrated in your LifeVantage business because maybe the last 5 people you called said no to you, and you're feeling frustrated, and now it's day 2 and you got to pick up the phone to call somebody new. If you're feeling frustrated, what are the actions that you're going to take? Anybody? What kind of actions do you take when you feel frustrated?
Negative.
Yeah, negative actions, or maybe you don't take any action at all, right?
Avoidance.
Avoidance, there you go. How many people do that? If you're feeling bad, you're just not feeling like it. Man, yesterday was really stinky. It's like you just feel bad. You don't take any action at all. Well, you guys, what happens if you take no actions? What kind of results are you going to get?
Nothing.
Nothing. If you
Zilch.
zilch, exactly. So if you have no results, what kind of thought are you going to have the next day or that moment? So you have no results. The week has gone by. Nobody has joined your business. What are your thoughts about you and your capabilities of being in LifeVantage and creating this freedom for yourself?
I can't do it.
I can't do it. So instead of the I Can Institute, you're in the I Can't Institute, aren't you? Right? Not where you want to be. So your thoughts create your feelings, which create your actions, which create your results. And as you're seeing, I'm creating a downward spiral, am I not? It's like each negative thing that happens starts to create more negative feelings, more negative actions, more negative results. And it just doesn't stop unless you make it stop. So how do you think you go about making it stop?
Change the thoughts.
Change your state, which you can change your thoughts too. But sometimes people struggle just to change your thoughts until they change their state. Does that make sense? Like if you're in a down state, you can't normally talk yourself into being happy and positive, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you can change your energy, you can change your thoughts. It's crazy. So Tony Robbins, some of you have seen him. I'm sure others have talked about him a lot. But I used to think it was kind of crazy when you'd watch some of his events and people are jumping up and down and going crazy. Well, the Post sent me to an event a couple of years ago, and Michelle said, if you go, you got to play full out. And I knew what that meant, because if I didn't play full out, she would have people around saying that the guy that she sent for her seats was a real stick in the mud. So that meant I was going to have to jump up and down and be a crazy fool like everybody else. I didn't understand why we were doing that until Tony actually explained it. He said, look, when you change your state, your energy, how you feel when you're learning something, when you're doing something, is more important than actually what you're doing. You're going to remember what you learn in a high energy state, and you're going to remember that you were happy and positive learning it, more so than if you were sitting in your chair and falling asleep. So changing your state is extremely important. There's a couple ways we can do this. A lot of my clients come to me and they're anxious about stuff. Anybody out there have anxiety, fear or anxiety, anything like that? Maybe they've got a really great client that they want to work with, or call a prospect, and they're like, I'm afraid to call this person. Tons of anxiety. Anybody? It stinks, right? So what we're going to do right now is called 5-5-7 breathing. Instead of standing here and counting off and making you breathe like some guru, I just put it on the screen. So I'm just going to count, but I want you guys to watch the screen and follow along. You ready? We're just going to breathe. Before you do so, though, everybody play along. Don't cheat yourself. I had a college professor. He's a tenured professor at Drake University. He is the man in the business department, okay? He said that after working with me 90 days, this one thing changed his life more than any other that he had control over. And it's completely up to you. He uses it daily. He'll still text me and say, I'm still doing that breathing stuff you taught me, Kevin. So I'm telling you, this is that important. I promise you. So all you're going to do is check in with your state right now. How do you feel? Are you anxious? Are you annoyed? You know, what is it? Just think about it right now. And then I want you to look at the screen, and starting now, you're going to start to breathe in. Ready? Begin. All right, now hold your breath. And exhale slowly, 7 seconds. We're going to repeat this 2 more times. Breathe in. Now hold it. And exhale. One more time. Breathe in. And exhale. Now I want you guys to take a deep breath in and just slowly release it. Let it go. I'm curious, how do you feel right now? A couple people pop on. Tell me what you're noticing after you've done that.
I always feel calmer when I breathe.
You always feel calmer with you breathe. Anybody else?
Increased energy.
Increased energy. Daryl, have you ever done that exercise before?
I have tried it once and wasn't consistent, didn't continue with it. So.
Okay. I'm going to challenge you. If you want, you text me. I'll send you the little GIF of this, and you can just watch it on screen to follow your breaths. Watch that little orange dot. Anybody can do that. I'll text it to everybody if you ask for it. But just following that dot. If you are getting ready to eat and you're fighting weight loss, for an example, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're in stress, you are not going to lose weight if you eat while under stress. You can actually trick your body, okay, to relax itself before you eat just by simply breathing like this. It's an incredible tool, so use it. If you're walking into a meeting, if you are frustrated with your kids, if you have to talk to your spouse and you're worried about it, get in the right state before you do it. Breathing is one way to do it, okay? Now, that's not the only way you can change your state. Let's do a couple other exercises, and I'm watching you guys, so you better do it with me, okay? So one of my favorite ones that Tony Robbins does is you clap your hands really hard and you say yes with like the power fist. Has anybody done that one? Because it's going to send an energy like a shockwave through your body. It's so incredible. You ready? So
Yep.
on 3, we're all going to clap our hands hard, make a fist, and say yes. It's like, yes. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes. All right. I saw a couple of you looking at me and not playing along, and I'm not happy about it. So until you all do it with me, I'm going to keep doing this. I can do this forever. So ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. All right. That was much better. Now, do you feel your hands vibrating? Do you feel the energy going through your fingertips right now? Do
Yes.
you feel it in your brain? It's like flowing through your body. How is your state right now?
Positive.
You have more or less energy?
More.
You have more energy. If you were to create a thought right now about going and talking to that prospect that scared the bejesus out of you, do you think you're going to create a thought that is, I can do this or I can't do this?
I can.
That was weak. I can or I can?
I
I
can.
can, Kevin.
Yes,
I can.
okay.
Woo!
Yes. All right. So for extra credit, if you were to stand up right now, okay, seriously, I mean it. I'm not joking. Stand up right now, and I want you to take your best superhero, like just get in your superhero pose. Like, oh, you know, like seriously, like just grunt it out. Like, oh, how do you feel when you do that? Oh, just do it. Be Wonder Woman, be the Hulk, be the Batman, whoever the heck you are. Just, oh, I'm watching you. Yes, you're playing along. Nikki Elsing, if you don't turn your video on and I see you doing this, I'm never talking to you again. Yes. All right. Exactly. How do you guys feel right now since the beginning of the call to right now, just by doing a couple things, breathing and being superheroes?
Awesome, Kevin.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Right.
And it's
Connected.
Super
Charged
positive.
up, fueled up, and
Happier.
woo!
Okay. Happier, fueled up, charged up. How many of you do an exercise like that before you pick up the phone call and talk to your first prospect?
No, we don't. I don't.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
Do you think it would be beneficial if you did?
Yes,
Yes.
definitely.
If you just got off the phone with somebody that was Debbie Downer and you did this and got yourself in the next state, just like we are in right now, this blood flowing superwoman feeling thing, do you think it would be powerful when you got on your next phone call?
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. It creates a new thought for you. What if? You know, when you're in this power state, now you can start to create new thoughts. What if, and then fill in the blank with positive things. What if I call this person and he is my next Nikki Elsing? Like, whoa, wouldn't that be crazy? What if this girl that has been dodging me is just like Michelle Post? She just didn't have time. But today she's going to pick up the phone. Are you ready with that thought? What kind of feeling are you going to have? With that thought that Nikki or Michelle is the next phone call you make, what kind of feeling are you having? Anybody?
motivated.
Optimist.
Yeah, motivated. You're ready to go. Exactly.
Excited.
Which is going to create what kind of action, you guys?
Positive.
Positive.
Positive. It's going to create massive action. It's not just positive. You're like, woo, I'm superwoman. I'm going and getting my Michelle Poe. It's like crazy, right? And what
They
kind of
feel
result?
that. They hear that in your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of result are you going to have if that's the person that you are when you're on the phone?
Michelle Poe.
Yes. So you guys, why in the world wouldn't you want to change your state? If you're serious about doing this business, if you're serious about becoming a Pro 10, why wouldn't you change your state? You now know to do it, don't you? And you've experienced that it really works. All right, let's move on.
Oh, that's the thing.
Perspective. I'm going to play a little something. If you guys aren't familiar with these, I'm doing a little series. I just started them again. They're called 2-minute tune-ups. They're specifically for LifeVantage network marketers. You can find them on One Person Big Difference, and that's about it right now. If you're interested, I'll find another place to post them. But this one's just on perspective, and it's kind of fun, and it tells a tale of why I think perspective is important. So just sit back. Hopefully you're going to hear the audio. I don't know if I had the button clicked or not. It's been a while since I did Zoom. So Nikki, raise your hand if you're not hearing the audio, okay? welcome to the 2-Minute Tune-Up. This is Kevin.
Perfect.
Today I want to talk to you about perspective. Network marketing, much like coffee, can be an acquired taste. At first, you may be completely turned off by its smell or its bitter taste. But once you get past all of that, it can become absolutely addicting. So, then what changed? I believe the answer is perspective. In the case of network marketing, maybe you finally took the time to examine and understand the industry for yourself. In doing so, you learned that in network marketing, there are many benefits that outweigh the negative perceptions that some people have about the industry. You discover leveraged income, friendships, personal growth, entrepreneurship, and in the case of LifeVantage, life-changing products. And just like the logos that have been flashing in front of you during this video, once you see a different perspective, to forget what you've seen. So the next time you're excited about a prospect and they suddenly ghost you, don't assume that they don't like your products, your business, or the industry. By all means, don't take it personal by thinking that they don't like you or that you've lost a friendship. When that happens, simply understand that they haven't seen things from the same perspective that you have. Remember, you can't force anyone to do anything against their will. But if they are open to continue looking for the answer, the solution that they have been searching for might just suddenly appear as though it was always there, just waiting for them to see it. I'm curious, how many of you have seen that video before? Nobody. That's good. That means it's fresh, freshy. All right. So perspective, when you start looking at logos, how many of you didn't even see some of the things until I pointed them out in the video, like put arrows on them, etc.? Was some of that stuff fresh to you? Like once you saw the new perspective, it changed, the view changed for you?
Yeah.
A couple of you maybe? Yeah. So
Yes, definitely.
perspective is an interesting tool. What's that?
We couldn't really hear it that well.
Perspective is yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Perspective is a very interesting tool because depending on the angle that you're looking at things from, you can get a whole nother meaning, right? So if you are thinking of that prospect all the time, that they're not joining your business because they just don't like network marketing, if that's the perspective that you have, if you never shift over and start to see that maybe they're just busy, maybe they forgot to call you back, maybe there's something else going on in their life, what happens to your mindset? It goes down the tubes, doesn't it? You think that person is just not interested in you. But if you were to shift your perspective and just imagine that that person is so busy, they want to call you back, but they just can't. Maybe they're out of town. Maybe they're with a family member in the hospital, or they're going through some situation. If you start to think about that, what happens to your mindset now? Shifts back to being positive, doesn't it?
Right.
So perspective is a very interesting tool. You can use it in your business. You can use it with your family, with your friends. You know, that friend that didn't call you back Saturday night and you see him out, you know, having a good time without you. You get upset. Well, maybe there's a different perspective that you can search for. And instead of assuming things, seek that perspective. I know for myself, it's one of my weakest areas because sometimes I'll make assumptions because I'm pretty intuitive that I'll assume certain things. So it's a really good practice to walk yourself through your point of view, somebody else's, you know, the other person's point of view, and then kind of like a neutral point of view, somebody that's not involved or invested. And when you do those things, it can change how you think about and see any given situation. So I absolutely love the tool of perspective. The final one that I want to talk to you guys about tonight is gratitude. Gratitude, as you can see, is one of my very, very favorite tools. The power of gratitude is amazing. Just like how we change your state, gratitude is another tool that you can use to change your state. And this isn't new information. I know every single one of you on the call, knows the power of gratitude. We've been told about it over and over and over, right? You've seen videos, you've heard people speak about it. But I'm curious to know, out of all those times that you've heard about the gratitude, how often are you seeking the gratitude? How often are you counting your blessings, whether it be in your family or network marketing? For an example, I'm not a super active distributor. I share with people, but it's not on a regular basis. I'll just be straight with you. I focus on my coaching business. But I am extremely grateful for what this business has given me. Freedom, the ability to get through my divorce with friends that I would have never met before. The ability to network around the world, not just the country, but literally around the world, all because of network marketing. The tools, the training, the mindsets, the ability to see. I remember once I was working with my coach, and she said network marketing is kind of going to be like, it's like my laboratory to see things. And I see the power of gratitude at work. I see the power of perspective at work, and thoughts become things. I've watched Michelle, one of my dearest friends for many years, grow and expand using these tools. So I know they work. And what that has really given me, not just Michelle, but many others, Tanya Sheldon, I mean, come on, girl, you're getting a Jeep right now, right? Like, seeing that gives me belief that it's possible for anyone, okay? And that's the power. When you get in there and you start to look at gratitude, it can change your life. Sometimes you want something that you're just not going to have. Maybe I want to be pro 10. Maybe that's not in my cards, but it's not binary. It's not pass or fail. There's a lot of gray area between success and failure, okay? And sometimes that gray area is where all the juicy goodness of life comes from. And if you don't focus on the gray area by being grateful, you might be missing out on all the gifts that you're supposed to be receiving while you're on this journey. I promise you, okay? So with all that said, my time's running out. I'm sure you're asking yourself, what's the secret? What's the secret that's going to push you over the top? So far, I showed up on this training thinking I was going to get something new, and Messerschmitt just talks about gratitude and all this stuff I've heard already. I know this stuff. I can go on Google and I can find all these same things he just said. There's no new information here. That's because the world doesn't have new information. It's been said. The key is that all the knowledge in the world doesn't matter if you don't apply it. If you know that you're supposed to change your state, but this is the first time you ever breathed and change your energy before you pick up the phone and call a client, knowing it didn't do a hill of beans good for you, did it? If you now know that by standing up and being a fool and going, yes, will change your state, but you refuse to do it because you look like an idiot, like I just did, I can't help you. You have to want to do the things. The power in all knowledge and all mindset is doing it. And if you're not sure what to do, start small. Start with one of these things that we talked about tonight. Start with something else that somebody else taught you. But by all means, start with something to get your mind working to push yourself forward and push yourself positive. We've all seen this slide before in our lives, haven't we? It's a picture of a glass. I'm going to ask you, give it to me. What is this glass? Let's hear it.
Half full.
Half full. Half full. Of course, you guys are all network marketers. It's always half full, right? Some people think it's half empty though, true, right? What if we throw that old adage away and we just say it's a glass of water? Maybe it's not half full or half empty. It's just a glass of water. What if mindset, you don't always have to be positive? What if it's not pass or fail? What if it's just simply, and you're going to do a little better every day. And you're just going to say, you know what? I'm in this thing for the long haul. I might not have done well today, this minute, this hour, but I'm going to do better next time. What if you can take a bad day that used to last for a week? You know who you are out there, right? You have a bad day and it like rolls into the next day, into the next day. And then next thing you know, it's a month goes by and you're still in a bad day. Bad day became a month. What if you took that bad day and made it a bad hour? What if you took negative Kevin and you took negative Kevin from being an hour worth of negativity to 5 minutes? What if 5 minutes could become a minute? What if 1 minute could become 10 seconds? Did you guys know, scientifically proven, that if you're angry, mad, frustrated about something that happened to you longer than 90 seconds, it's your choice. You made the choice to be upset for longer than 90 seconds. And you can make a new choice. You don't have to be overtly woohoo positive. You just got to make a new choice. Just let it be a glass of water and just let yourself say, I'm going to do better today. So that's it. I just hope you guys take one thing and apply it. Please apply something that you learned from every speaker, whether it is me or somebody next week or the week after that. Take one piece of information and just apply it to your life, to your business, and see how it can change.